Hello everyone, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
So, how was your qualifier or quiz one exam?
It was
Good,
good,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so is there any question where you guys troubled the most?
Yes, sir. Actually, the question where standard deviation is asked. No standard deviation, actually correlation coefficient is asked.
Yes, sir. Correlation coefficient roller question.
Is there any question in which you guys were unable to solve or struggle while answering? Anyone?
Sir, hello.
Okay, am I audible? Is my voice clear or is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your voice is clear.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
I can't. Okay, so
Sir, you are not audible, sir.
is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you
Now
are
we are.
audible.
Yes, sir.
Just
Hello. Others are able to hear.
Now,
yeah, I'm able to hear. I'm just sharing my screen.
Okay, okay. Yes. No problem. Thank you. Sorry.
Hello, anyone, sir? Anyone there?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Everyone is there.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Sir, can we get the question paper of qualifiers?
Usually we'll start in 5 minutes lecture or 7.
So, pardon?
Sir, we'll start in 5 minutes, then you can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. It's clear, we can begin. Okay. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so we will go question by question and see. Okay, great.
Can you tell us something?
Will this session be recorded?
Yeah, it is recorded. It will be live streamed on YouTube. Okay, so the first question, were you all able to do it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, what should be the answer?
Right. B.
Okay, is option A correct?
No.
Sir, there is confusion, like it is in grouping
No,
student.
sir, it's not.
No, sir, it's not.
Okay, why not?
Sir, like
Because
it
it's a nominal variable.
Yeah.
Okay, so
is written like grouping number of students and
can you repeat?
grouping number of students.
Okay, so if we look at this data set, it would be something like you went to one student, you asked his or her favorite subject, let's say it comes out to be math, then stat, then again stats, then math, then CT. So you will have such kind of data set, right? Which is categorical, not numerical. So option 1 is incorrect, right?
Right.
Okay, what about option B?
It's also incorrect.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir, it's also incorrect.
Amount of
Because-
numerical.
okay, what about option C?
It's correct.
correct. It's correct.
Right.
It's correct, yeah.
Option
Yes,
D.
sir, it's correct.
Option
also
D is
correct.
also correct.
Okay, moving further, what about option 2? Question number 2.
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, is there any difference in the questions in this page and in the quiz?
Can you
Like I remember in my question it is written which of the following statements is like incorrect.
Incorrect, yes.
Yes, sir, in my also.
Yeah, so there were multiple sets. So in your set, it might be incorrect, and some other set, it might be correct. But the question options are, I think, more or less same. It's only correct, incorrect. The difference maybe.
Yes, sir. Options are same.
Okay, what about second question? Were you all able to do it?
Yes, sir.
It's again, I think, theoretical questions covering the properties of nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio scale, right? So which option should be correct? Yeah.
The A option is correct and B option is correct.
What about C?
So C
Does
doesn't
not have
have
absolute zero.
zero property,
Does
so
not
it's
have absolute zero property.
And for ratio, we have an absolute zero.
The B and C.
So it's incorrect, right? Okay, so
Sir, I
again,
guess in our set options were also different. Like
yeah,
I
for
got
other set, option C and D would be correct.
Order of options is different.
Option 5.
Yeah, for other set, option C and D could be correct, but for some set, it's option A and option B. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What about this one? What is the range of this data set?
194 minus 28.
191 minus 23.
194 minus 28. Sorry, 20.
194 minus 23.
Minus
171.
Okay, yeah. This is our
171.
171.
right? And this is our minimum. So it's definitely not equal to 140.
incorrect range of data. is
Yes, sir,
given.
it's incorrect.
Okay. What about median?
Median
It's
is
also
correct.
incorrect.
Incorrect median. Yeah.
Incorrect, sir.
Incorrect. Okay, let's
Yes,
check it. How many observations we have?
25th percentile is correct.
Median is correct, sir. Sir, median is correct.
We have
In
6
my-
observations.
6 observations. So median would be
The mean of
104 observation average.
45 and 42 average.
what is third
Okay.
observation in ascending order data set?
42.
42.
And
42.
the fourth.
45.
And 45.
It's 43.5.
43.5. Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
B is correct for this state, for this set of QP. Okay, what about option C?
Correct.
Option C is correct.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so here our P would be 1/4, right? So N into P would be 1.5, which means second observation would be 25th percentile, right? Second observation is 28.
28, yes, sir.
What about IQR?
It's correct.
Actually,
It's correct, sir.
Correct.
Incorrect.
It's incorrect.
Okay, let's go.
Correct.
70th percentile means our
Correct, I
P,
guess.
It would be minus 73.
our P is 3/4, right? 70th percentile. What is value of N times P?
6 into 3.
95, sir. Sir, it will be
4.5.
4.5, right? Which is
So
Fifth
fifth.
observation.
fifth
95.
observation. What is fifth observation?
95.
95, right?
95
95 minus 28 is 67.
Q3 minus Q1, 95 minus 23 is
28.
72, right?
Correct.
The answer is
95 minus
correct. I am also
28,
saying
right?
that.
Right?
95 minus 28.
20. Okay, yeah, it will be, so it's incorrect.
It's
67.
incorrect.
It's 28, 67. So it's incorrect. Okay. So these are the small mistakes you. I hope.
So when will we solve maths problem?
Okay. Okay, yeah, this one. Question number 4.
When to be able to get our response.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Suppose that we have marked 2 right answers and 1 wrong answer. So will we get the partial marks?
No, if any option marked is incorrect, it's 0.
Oh.
You will get only partial if you have ticked only correct ones. Suppose there are 2 correct, you have ticked only 1 correct, it would be 0.5. Okay, what about this question? What is the mode of this data set?
M.
M, sir. M.
Okay. What about median?
Median is also M.
The median not defined.
Not found.
Only
Not
25.
mode option is
Yes,
correct
fine.
in this.
25.
Is median asked? Okay. What is the median of this data set?
Not
The
M, sir.
median,
not defined.
Why M?
not
Sir,
20.
not defined.
Not
Yes,
defined.
M.
Why not defined?
M,
It's an
so M is the
ordinal
median.
data.
Ordinal data.
Okay.
M is
Is
the
T-
median and mode is median.
Is t-shirt size nominal or
Ordinal
ordinal?
data.
It's
No, sir,
ordinal.
it's ordinal.
Ordinal.
Okay.
Ordinal data.
It's an ordinal data. Yes, sir.
Ordinal data, sir.
Median is not.
Yeah, it's an ordinal data
25.
because I
Median
can
is
order, right?
25.
Extra small is less than small, small is less than medium, and medium is less than large. We can order it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it's ordinary.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So extra small is 25 in my is occurring 25 in my data set. It means my data set would be something like I have extra small 25 times, right?
Yes, sir.
Then I would have small 20 times, right?
Yes, sir.
Then I would have M some 35 times, right? Okay. Then I will have
Yes, sir.
large occurring 15 times and then XL occurring 30 times. Okay. So how many observation in total I have?
125, sir.
25, 45,
Yes, sir.
Median will be 6.
It's
125, right?
125.
Yes, sir.
So median would be which observation?
62nd.
63rd.
63rd, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What is my 63rd observation?
M.
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 So M is my median, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, so you're saying mode is correct.
There is
Median
no
also is
other
correct.
option
Median,
like
they
with
did not
any
ask.
MS or XS.
What about mean of this data set?
Mean will not be defined.
Mean will not be defined because it's a categorical data.
Yeah, great. What about population variance?
It will also be
Again,
not be defined.
again, it's not defined.
If
Again,
mean
it
is
is
not defined, it is
categorical.
also not defined, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't know mean, how will you find it? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, this question. What should be the answer?
So C option maybe.
Okay, how many of you have attempted this question?
I have
Here
attempted.
is
I have attempted, but only one option.
Sir, if I remember correctly, that question is not coming in. Is there any chance that is there any chance that many students have a different sets in which that question is not coming?
The all questions would be there. It would be just a minor changes in the question. Sometimes value,
Okay.
sometimes options. That's all. The
In
question.
that,
I guess sir, B and C.
Okay.
B and
Do
C
you know
can be
what
the
is
answer.
5-number summary? By 5-number summary, it is my minimum value, right?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is
Yes,
my
sir.
first quartile. This is my median.
Minimum value is
This is
2.
my third quartile, and this is my maximum value, right?
Yes.
Okay. So later he noticed that instead of 5, it should be 6, right? So
Yes,
One
sir.
of the observation.
suppose I take this data set and I have some random values.
5.
And we have noted that only one observation is wrongly noted, right? So suppose
sir.
instead of this 5, now my data set is this. Is my minimum value changed?
No.
No, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now consider one more example where I have this data set. Now it's given that one observation is wrongly noted. So it would be 6, 7, 10, right? Is my minimum value changed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is changed.
Yes.
So look at option C. The minimum value of data set will definitely change. Will it definitely change?
That's incorrect.
It
No,
is
sir.
No,
counter
it will
example,
not.
right?
May or may not be changed.
Yeah.
C is wrong.
So it's counter example for option C. It is incorrect. Okay. If minimum, okay.
Option B alpha incorrect.
Will our 5-number summary will always change?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, right? This is the counter example.
Sir, option A will be the appropriate answer.
Basically,
Yes,
this
sir. I
5,
also
10, 15, 20, 25 are all the position number. I mean, it's only the position of that, sir. So our number can be other than this, any number can change. So
Yeah.
Sir,
So
I have a doubt regarding this.
Yeah.
So if I are taking B, okay, why B is wrong?
Can you repeat?
If we were saying that 5 is the minimum, right? If we change 6 as a 5, the minimum is changing. Okay?
Yeah.
On the data set, yes.
Here it's
the
changing,
5
but
number
in this
summary,
data set
yes.
it's not.
And
Yeah.
5 number summary will definitely change. If I
The
change
5
any
number
observation,
summary will
the summary is
definitely
also
change,
change,
na?
right?
Since the minimum observation is changing here.
Mean, yeah, but mean is not 5 number summary. What is our 5 number summary here?
No, sir. Available also on the YouTube after the live.
Yeah, it will be available.
Wait, sir. So sorry for this, but can you explain me a little brief, because I have still doubt in that. Because what happened if I assume, if I only
I am
noted
the
one
same
number,
doubt.
okay?
Okay.
Yes. So if I am wrongly noted something, so this means my whole summary will change now because of that number. That number is increase or decrease. It doesn't matter because that number change. The summary is also change.
No, why would it?
Whatever. Yeah. Just suppose if you take sample variance, if you take mean, if you take whatever, if I change one number, so this will affect all the data set, all the values, right?
Yeah, mean will definitely change. Okay, what? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just clarify. What is 5 number summary?
Summary is just like the
Mean,
whatever
median,
value
mode,
we have.
No.
standard deviation, and
5
variance,
number
I guess.
summary. 5 number summary.
5 number summary is the
Like the
minimum value, the 25th percentile, the median, the 50th
Minimum
percentile,
value.
and the 75th percentile.
Minimum, maximum.
First quartile.
Second
Second quartile. Or
quartile.
median, whatever you want to say.
Third
Third
quartile.
quartile. And maximum. So here the question is about 5 number summary. Will my 5 number summary definitely change?
Sir, but with reference to the given data set, it will change if
Yes.
we in the
Yes,
case,
sir.
Yes, sir.
and it is not asking in general.
It
if
is
the
asking in
data
general, right? The 5 number
It-
summary will definitely change.
No, sir, it is asking
Yes,
with respect
but
to the question.
Shall I answer, sir? And observation, can you tell?
If
Okay, one by
they
one, one by
say
one.
yes, sorry for interrupting. Yeah, but if I am saying that I change one value, okay, so it will affect a lot of variables because we didn't know where we are changing. Okay,
It will
in
not
this
affect
sense,
my
we
5
are
number summary.
changing minimum
Might
value.
affect other
So
summaries.
yes,
It will
yes,
not affect my 5 number summary.
but if you see Q1 is also changing, if I change 5,
No. Okay. Let me give you a counter example for it. Okay.
yes,
Be better.
okay.
You already given, sir. Down it is there. 5, 5, 5, 6.
Let me give, I think, proper. I clear it. Okay. Let me create a data set. Okay. 5. Okay. So you're saying it will definitely change, right?
Sir, I know, sir, like you are
No.
correct, but
I'm not saying
we are
definitely change, but if you check, the Q1 is also changed. Okay, Q2 is also affected because we didn't know. Because if we are generalized this form. Okay,
Yeah, we
so
don't
we
know,
didn't
right?
know.
So it might
Yes,
not
we
change
didn't
as
know
well, right?
which value will be changes.
Yeah, it might not change also, right?
How we can say that it might not change? Let's
Okay,
suppose
yeah.
if we because
That's why
yes,
that's what I'm
yeah,
giving you.
okay, sir, okay, sir.
5. Let's say it's. I'm just taking some random example. Okay.
Okay.
You can take 3 times every number.
Okay, suppose this is my data set. Okay.
Okay.
What is minimum value?
Minimum value is 5.
5. Great. Second is first quartile.
Yes.
Okay, let me add some more values. I think that we.
First is the second first quartile now. First variable is because if we multiply 5 into 0.25, we get 0.75.
Hello. Yeah, I think this is not the data set. Those are 5 number summary. People are misunderstanding
No, but
it
it
as
could be any
data
data
set.
set, right? I'm just coming up with some random example and show you.
Okay.
It will not
It
always
may
change.
remain same, na? There is no definite chance that it will change, right?
Okay, we'll come with. Okay, so minimum value
5,
is.
10, 15, 20, 25 are not data set values.
Yeah, these
They
are
are the
not
5
data set values,
summary
they are 5
values.
number summaries. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What is the value of first quartile in this data set?
5.
7/4, which is Again 1.75. Second observation, right? It's again 5. Okay. Okay. It is okay.
Change that to 10, sir. Second observation, we change it to 10.
What about median?
10.
10. Okay.
10.
What about third quartile?
15.
And maximum value?
25.
25.
25. Okay. That's okay. Now I have wrongly noted 1, 5 as 6, right?
Yes, sir.
So my new data set is, should I write? Let me write it.
The range is also a 5-number summary, right?
No. 5-number summary is this: minimum quarter, first quartile, second quartile, Q3 maximum. You can go through week 3 sessions. We have covered it. Lectures also. It's covered.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not IQR.
Now my data set is this, right? I am replacing this 5 by 6, right? Then what is minimum value now?
5.
5.
First quartile?
6.
First quartile?
Sorry, sir. 5. 5. 5.
Second quartile?
10.
10.
Third quartile?
15.
15.
Maximum value?
25.
25.
I have changed one observation, but still my 5-number summary is same. It's a counter example for option B and option D, right?
Sir, sir, my concern is if the question has the given data set, and if we are following that data set to answer the following questions,
Where is data
then
set given?
the 5-number summary for the given data set. Okay,
That is not data. That is
that's
5-number
the
summary.
5-number
5-number
summary.
summary, right?
Yes.
For
No, 5-number
Okay,
is not the data
sir,
set.
I
not data
misunderstood
set.
it.
5-number summary is
Sorry,
not
sir.
the data set.
Many
Sorry, sir.
people
5-number
took it
summary
as
is
a
not the
wrong
data set.
consideration.
Suppose instead of this 5-number summary, this 5-number summary is given to you. I have shown you an example. Even if you change observation, it will not change. You can create a counter example yourself for such.
Yes, sir, I got it wrong. I suppose that to be a data set.
So 5-number summary, it may remain the same, but if this option has been always, it also be wrong. But it may remain the same. It's the correct, right?
Actually,
May or may
sir,
not.
this is a summary of 5 number, not a data, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is
We
clearly
got it,
mentioned,
sir.
right? The 5-number summary of a data set.
Oh, not a data. Okay, sir.
It means our
Okay. Thank
minimum
you, sir.
value is 5, first quartile is 10, second quartile is 15, third quartile is 20, and maximum value is 25, right?
Yeah, I got it, sir.
Okay, so yeah, only option A is correct for this one. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what about question number 6?
B and C.
Is option A correct?
C.
Okay.
B and C.
Is option A correct?
Yes, sir. B and C is correct.
Option A,
Option A
option
is
A.
not correct.
Why?
Option B is
Option
correct.
A is not correct.
Option C
It
also
is
correct.
incorrect.
What would be the correlation if large value of
It will
x
be
are
negative.
10
Negative.
So it should be negative.
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 negative, right? So what about
Option C will be also incorrect, sir.
option B?
Will be incorrect because it should be linearly independent.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we have covered it in the, I think, week 4 revision, right?
Not correct. Only C is correct.
Yes, sir. Only C is correct.
Okay, option C,
It's correct.
It's correct.
that's also we covered. Right.
Yes.
Option D,
Yeah. Sir, can you explain why option B is not correct?
why option B is not correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does correlation coefficient tells us about?
how our data set basically associated or not,
Associated,
and it
but it's linearly
give us
quadratic,
pattern.
linearly
Linear,
quadratic, cubically,
yeah, yeah,
linearly,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Suppose I give you this expression.
Okay.
Is it linear relationship?
No, sir, I don't.
No, right?
Yeah,
So it might have correlation coefficient 0 value because it's not linearly associated, right?
yes, sir.
Are y and x related? Is there any relationship between variable x and y?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right? But it's not linear. That's what correlation coefficient is 0. It means they are linearly independent. But there could be any other relationship like this between these two variables.
Sir, in the lecture, in this lecture, ma'am said that we are studying correlation coefficient and that the two relations only for linear.
Yeah, only for linear, right?
Yeah. So I don't see like why they would mention, why they would think that we know about other.
No, it's clear, right? We are studying only, see, r equal to 0 means they are linearly independent, right?
Right, so sir, why the option is incorrect?
So you
Hmm.
cannot say in general independence. We have covered this thing in the week 4 revision session. In case
Sir,
you missed it, you can refer it again, okay?
but sir, I had just watched the lectures and attempted the question. I hadn't watched the session.
Can you
So,
repeat? I agree.
Hello.
Sir, my point is just that ma'am said that covariance and correlation are used to study only for linear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We would assume that they are talking about linear independence only.
No, linear independence, it would be mentioned. We have covered this topic in, I think, week 4 solve with us also, and week 4 revision session also. We have highlighted such points while teaching you also, okay? So
Sir, but sir,
linear,
we just
it's not
watched
linear.
the
There is nowhere term linear in the statement. If the statement is then the variables are linearly independent, then it would be correct. But if it's saying only independent, it's, we cannot say. There could be other non-linear relationship as well, right?
one more thing in that, we have three option and it's multiple chosen. So if someone is taking one wrong and one right, is he going to get partial marks in that one?
If you have selected one incorrect one, it's 0.
Okay, sir. Even there is only one solution for correct one.
Yeah. If suppose there are 3 correct options, right?
Yeah.
If you have selected 2 of them, you will get marks. But if you have selected one incorrect and 2 correct, you will get 0. If any incorrect selected, it's 0. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, I would like to ask something.
Yeah.
Sir, in option B, sir, as I had just watched the lectures, so I only know about the linear relationship between the variables. So, sir, I am assuming that they are like talking about linear
But
independence.
it's not mentioned linear anywhere in the option statement. How
But
can
sir,
you assume?
of what we had studied, so sir, is it wrong to consider it?
No. Why would you consider that? That's the point, right? Correlation coefficient is 0. You know it's linearly independent, right?
Right.
You understood this first part that r is equals to 0 means linearly independent. But how can you say they are independent in general? You have studied linear independence, so you should be careful that it's not mentioned it's linearly independent. Okay. Anyway, it's I think this question was also, if you have solved previous year question, it was also there.
Yeah,
Yes, sir,
it's
it was there.
also there, but that option, basically the content of that option is not available in that one.
It
The
is.
third
It is
option
the
is
content.
available.
No, no, it's the content available. R is equals to 0 means linearly independent, right? That's clearly covered in the lectures.
So,
And
but
we are nowhere saying that we are talking about linear independent. We are saying it's independent only. It is
so but
totally
I
the
think
part of
most of the
content in
people
lecture.
go lecture videos, right? Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
most
in
of
lecture
the
videos,
answer
is from that
everyone
statement
answers the
only.
question based on the lecture videos, right? Not on solve with us or revision because it's not
Yes, sir. That's
mentioned that.
Okay. Let me clarify this statement to you. Solve with us and revision session are also purely based on the lecture content which is covered. We are not adding anything from our side, firstly, okay? And these sessions are for you. You should watch it or go through it at least, right? And secondly, this statement is completely from the lectures covered by the Usha ma'am. So you can see that it is linear independent. We are nowhere saying we are nowhere mentioning the term linear, right? So you cannot argue for this option. It's incorrect. Okay. And don't say that solve with this revision session or beyond the content covered in the lecture it's going. It's only for you. If you have time, you should watch. Okay. What about option D?
D is incorrect.
What's the range of correlation?
-1 to 1.
minus 1, 2 plus 1.
Minus 1 to 1.
So is option D correct?
No, sir. Incorrect.
Incorrect.
The option correct is C, right? Okay. What about question number 7? What about option A?
A is wrong.
Okay, what about option A? So how do you find this value? Of all the graduate students, right? Of all the graduate students means we are talking about only first row, right?
6 upon 20 into 100.
Yeah, it's
Does not
30%.
want to go higher
6
studies.
upon 20.
So out of 20,
Yes,
6 doesn't want, right?
30%.
That's
Yeah,
30%.
it
Yes,
is
sir.
incorrect.
It's incorrect one, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, what about next one? Of all the postgraduate students, of all the postgraduate. Okay, so now we are talking about only this row, right? Okay, so how many postgraduate students we have?
30.
30.
How many are interested for higher studies?
18.
18.
B is correct, sir.
Yes, sir, it is correct.
560, right?
60%.
Option B is correct. Okay. Okay, what about option C and option D?
No, it's not correct.
Okay. Okay. Let me. I think if you have attended again week 4 revision session, you might recall this thing. So suppose I have computed row relative frequency. Okay. Suppose this is my category A, B, D for other. Okay. So this is, let's say, row relative frequency 1, 2, 3, 4. Which values do you compare for row relative frequencies?
Column.
Column.
Value.
This comparison, right? Column wise comparison. Right? That's what it means. If all row relative frequencies are similar within each column, it means if R1 is similar to R3 and R2 is similar to R4, then it implies that column relative frequency will also be similar within each row.
No, sir.
Okay. If my row relative frequencies are similar, then my column relative frequencies are also similar.
No, sir.
Not in all cases.
Not in all cases.
Not in all cases. Okay. in all case. Okay, it is in the all case first of all, and it is surely from the lecture. Exact statement. Show you. There is an association. Okay. Okay, so how do you find if there is an association or not? We'll come back to this option C and D. Let's see option E and 5. How do you find the association? If there is an association between education and willingness to go, how will you find it? Which two
We
methods we
can
have?
find it by finding correlation
Correlation.
If the
or
row
R
relative
square.
frequencies,
Or column relative.
Yeah. Row relative and column relative frequency, right?
yes. If the row relative frequencies are similar in column wise, then it is not associated. If they are not similar, then they are associated.
So do I need to check both, or if I check one, it's enough?
One is enough.
One is in.
One is enough. Why?
If one row or column is not similar, then it's said we are associated.
Both give same result, right?
Yeah.
If someone solve using column relative frequency, he or she will get the same answer as compared to one who solved it using row relative frequency, right?
Yes.
Right? We can use either method, right? Because both will give me the same answer. What do we mean by both will give me the same answer? What does this imply? That both methods will give the same answer?
Not associated.
No.
Okay. If using method one is row relative frequency, we find that there is no association. Will method 2 also give me the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. If method 1 gave me that there is an association, will method 2 also give me the same answer?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Okay. One can verify it also. Okay. So, okay. What do we mean by no association? No association by method 1 means my row relative frequencies are similar, right?
Yes.
And by second method, we mean that column relative frequencies are similar, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Similar. Okay. So what do we mean by row relative frequency similar? It means R1 is similar to R3, right? It means row relative frequency within each column, right?
Yes.
And for column relative frequency, we see within each row, right?
Yes.
That's what option C is. If your row relative frequencies are similar within each column, right? This one. If there is no association, it means your row relative frequencies are similar within each column. Then your column relative frequency will also be similar within each row. Right? That's the link. Either method you use, you will get the same answer, right? So if option C is correct, option D would be incorrect, right? Because it's just the reverse of option C. Inverse statement of option C, right? And association part, you can find using the either method, right? There is an association. You can find using either method, whichever you prefer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Let's move to next question. Okay. Were you able to solve for average runs in this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's 30, if I remember correctly.
Okay. How did you find it?
So
What's the
we will
formula?
take midpoints and then multiply by frequency and then
Class
add them.
marks, sigma class
Yes.
marks divided by sigma frequency.
where xi's are
Yeah.
fi's are frequencies, right? Which is 1 for this class, 4 for this, 3 for this, 2, 2, and 1, 1, right? And class mark for this is 5, it's 15, 25, 35, right? So mean would be 1 into 5 plus 4 into 15, so on, right?
Yes, sir.
So why we are taking midpoints only, that's again covered in week 3 revision session. If you are confused, you can refer to it, okay? Why we only take midpoints, so that was also covered in the beginning of week 3 revision session. Okay. Refer it. Okay, but okay, question number 9. If sample variance of a data set of 6 observation is 60, then what is the population variance? Okay, first of all, is my variance affected if I add some constant to all my observations?
No, it will not be
No,
affected.
No, sir, it's not.
affected by addition.
So it means this statement is just to confuse you, right? This portion.
Yes.
Only to confuse, there is no effect on variance, right?
Yes, sir.
So if we know that there are 6 observations and sample variance is 60, can you find population variance?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How
We
will we
will
do it?
divide by
Numerator by
sample
5.
variance, it is n minus 1, and for population denominator is n.
Okay, let me just give a short proof in case you don't remember. My
We
sample
divide.
variance is this, right? If I multiply both sides by n minus 1, we get this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is my population variance?
We will divide by n.
So instead of this, can I plug in this value?
Yes, sir.
I know the value of n, I know the value of sample square. Can we obtain the value of sigma square now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Would be 5 by 6 into 60 is 50, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what about question number 10?
To get b, we will subtract a plus c from 100.
Is this question looks familiar?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
To which question?
So the one which is discussed in Solve with the session 1.
Solve with this and okay, it's also a practice question. If you in case you have solved week 2. Okay, so how to do it? Okay, so we know that we have 3 categories A, B, and C. Let's say their respective frequencies are F1, F2, and F3, right? We know the sum of frequencies is 100, right? Okay, what does it mean by relative frequency of A is 35%?
F1 by 100
By
equal
100
to
is 35.
0.35.
35% of 100, right?
0.35.
It means my F1 is 35 and for C it's 45. So F3 is 45, right?
Yes.
What would be the value of F2?
25.
20.
20.
20.
20.
What about this term, cumulative frequency?
It's the sum of the
We will
frequency.
add the frequency of b and
That
c.
would be the sum of frequency of B and C,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
20 plus 45, right? 60.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correlation coefficient, were you able to tell
Yes,
it?
sir. 0.149 IS, if I'm correct.
0.1.
0.149.
Yeah, sir, I'm correct.
I also got it.
0.149.
Yes, sir. 0.149.
Okay, next question. I think it's also good one. Okay, what should be the answer, first of all, according to you?
None
None
of
of
None of
these.
these.
None of
None of
these.
these.
None of these.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Will discussions like this happen for every subject today?
For stats one, we are doing. I'm not sure about other subjects. You can ask the respective instructors. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
When we'll get our response sheets, actually it is mentioned that today we are going to get the question paper as well as the response sheet.
Yeah, you will get it. You will get it by tomorrow maximum. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. What is sample? I think it's easy to identify. What is sample?
40 threads of month of August.
Yeah. The selected 40 threaded rods, right?
Yes, sir.
But this is our sample. It means option 1 is definitely incorrect. Right? Option C is also definitely incorrect, right?
Yes, sir.
Because sample is given wrong in these two. Okay. So it's either option B or option D.
In option B, month is not mentioned.
Yeah, population is
One
wrong.
doesn't matter. It's
Is it matter if month should be mentioned?
no, sir.
Okay, what we are interested in?
We are
Factory's quality of
interested.
production.
Read this line. What we are interested in?
Tensile strength of threaded rod produced by a factory.
factory.
All it means whatever threaded rods factory is producing, I want to test the tensile strength, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm interested in all produced ones, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? I am only taking from the sample. Whatever produced in the month of August 22, from that I am selecting 40 sample. But my interest is this, right?
Yes, sir.
So whatever my interested is my population, right? So it's option B and not option D.
I don't think that this option is present.
Okay, how many of you selected option D? I think most of you.
I selected D only.
Yeah, sir, it is D only, right? It
I
is.
also selected
Month,
D.
month is
Isn't it like, sir, isn't it like we are selecting a few people from particular state in India and the sample is whole India?
Yeah, so it is like from I'm interested in all people in India, but my sample is only 40 people from Chennai, right?
Can't we take that August 2020 analogous to any particular state?
Sample and population. So here also my sample is 40 thread rod which were produced in August. Can you repeat?
No, sir, the option B, sir.
Yeah.
Option B, we completely ignore August 2022.
It doesn't matter, right? If I'm okay, suppose today it is 10th October, right? Oh, so it's 17th October, right?
So I think in option B, it's not mentioned that they are selected from August. So that's why we don't select option B.
The sample is 40 selected throats.
So,
It's clearly mentioned that it's the 40 selected throats.
so yes, sir, these 40 can maybe from January, February, March, April, or any month. They don't mention that it's from August, so we
But we are
don't.
mentioning it's the selected one. 40 selected.
But sir, they are not. So, but they are not mentioning that their selected one are from August.
It's mentioned, right? If he selects 40 threaded rods. So I am saying that whatever I have selected is the sample, right?
So, but that sample should be mentioned, like they are from August. it is nowhere mentioned in option B. Like that 40 are selected from January, February, or any month.
Okay, which rods we have selected?
We selected the rods made in August.
A rod which is produced in the
Absolutely.
factory.
Which are produced in this month in the factory, right? These are my
Yes, sir.
selected. These are my selected rods, right?
Yes, sir.
Selected.
Sir, may I? I have one question about this.
40 threaded rods, which he or she selects, right? Right? And these thread rods were produced in August 22.
Sir, but it's not mentioned in that option B, like they are produced in August. There is a similar type of question in our practice assignment, and in that question, its
Which
answer is
question?
also.
Okay. Which question? Let
So,
us see.
1 minute, I will check.
Yeah, check it.
What he means to say is like in option A and C, they mentioned in the sample that the threaded rods are in the month of August.
Yeah, in option 8 is saying all the
I
threaded
mean,
rods
40.
produced in that month,
In
right?
option B, it should be what he means to say in option B, it should be 40 selected rods in the month of August 2022.
Why in the month of August 22?
No, I mean, he means to say, I
Sir,
am.
may I?
What are my selected rods? Okay, let me use some different colors for better. Which are my selected rods? 40 selected rods are? Which are these rods?
Selected rod from August.
Yes.
These are those rods which are produced in month of 22 and he or she selected it, right? Why should we
Yes, sir.
mention August? It was produced in August 22. It is given that the selected rods is my sample. It could be any. It doesn't matter if it's
So, but if these selected roads are from January, February, or any other month, then how we know?
we are not selecting it. It's mentioned
So,
40 selected.
it's not mentioned in that option B that we are not selecting it. So it should be mentioned in if we are not selecting that.
Okay, it's saying 40 selected rods, right? It means, and which rod I selected? I selected those which are produced in August 22, right? I'm not selecting in any other rods which are produced in any
So,
other
but
month.
it's not mentioned like in that option.
It is clearly mentioned.
Like you are assuming that these are
We are not assuming.
produced in August, but it's not
We are
mentioned in
not
that
assuming.
question.
It is clearly mentioned that I have selected 40 rods, okay?
Yes, sir, it's mentioned in question, but it's not mentioned in option B.
Okay. Okay, tell me which are my 40 selected rods. You are showing me some practice assignment question also. I'm waiting for that too.
Yes, sir, but
Which are the selected rods?
Hello.
Yeah.
So they said if we select 40 threaded rods at random from those that produced in the month of August. So what does this mean?
Okay, let me, I think this diagram might clarify it a bit.
I said the question,
Suppose
read it
this is
completely.
all the rods produced, right? Or all threaded rods
Sir,
produced.
sir, can I share my screen to show that related example where it was written selected students, but that option was not correct?
Just tell me the question number. I will open it. I will share it.
Sorry, activity assignment 1, question number 1.
Activity 1. Okay, let me.
Yes, sir.
Give me a minute. Yeah. Okay. Okay, which question you're referring to?
Sir, activity assignment 1.1, question number 1, the option number 4, that it is mentioned with that exact it was from urban areas, and then that option is correct.
Okay, let's see which option is correct.
Option fourth, which like in option fourth, it is mentioned specifically from urban areas. It is not written that selected 10,000 students only.
Even if it's selected 10,000, it is only those, right? I'm not selecting any from rural areas anyway for my sample for this question, right? You are saying that option C was incorrect. No, option. Okay, there was no
Option C is same, but that sample and population is reverse. That is not that. But option D, I was talking about that. It was mentioned urban areas with selected student. That's why I asked.
Let me. Okay, so this is my complete population.
So can I? Okay. Now, okay. Here, the sample is not the complete representation of the population because we are taking sample only for 1 month. If you check the look at the factory, they do test periodically. To make, because the raw materials may be different, the equipment may have some damage or something, so this test is done periodically. So now here our sample is not the full representation. So if it is then it should be selected one from each month or two from each month or something like that. Now the month selected from August 2022 have a clear meaning, right? So that means so we cannot
It is mentioned here,
assume.
right?
Sorry.
I asked you if the sample representative, you will definitely say it's not.
Sir, can I make a comment?
Let me first complete, I think, then we will.
Okay.
Just guess many as possible. Okay, great. Okay, suppose this is my complete population, right? All threaded rods produced, right? By the factory. Okay, let's say this first row belongs to some specific month production. This belongs to some specific month production, right? Similarly, each belongs to, let's say this is August 22 production. Okay. I have selected 40 threaded rods, right? 40 threaded rods at random from that produced in month of August 22. It means of this complete row, I am selecting, let's say, this portion. These are the 40 rods, let's say. Is this blue circle my sample?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let do it another. Suppose now I'm removing the partition from this diagram. Okay. It's again this selected 40 rods, right? This is my sample, right? Of all the population, sample is my 40 selected rods. Right? Even if I remove the month factor. It's still the selected ones are my sample, right?
Now the issues are okay. Now this is done in August 2022. So now, okay, why we are doing? We need to infer, right? So to the population. So now based on the 40 selected roads in August, can we assume that the all the roads produced in 2000 maybe 10 is the same quality?
No, we cannot, right?
We cannot, because we can only assure that in August whatever produced is having the same quality.
Yeah, August 22, yeah.
So we cannot so now, but the here the population is all the threaded rods ever produced in the factory. So
Yeah.
1 August 2022, the 40 sample will not give you the ever produced information.
Yeah, correct. Because it's not representative sample.
Yeah. So that's why I choose none of these.
But that's not a reason, right? We are not asking representative sample. Are my selected threaded rods a sample? Yes, it is definitely, right?
I have a question. Like the way we define the sample set is from where the data from where we have taken the samples set
Yeah.
to do the inference to get the
Yeah.
inference, right? So what is the populations here? Population set.
Population is all the routes ever produced in the factory.
But the data is taken from the month of August only, na? So
No,
that will
sample is
the
taken.
basic definition states that all the population will be month of August, because the data that was the 40 rods that were taken are from the August month, not from the whole year.
Yeah,
So
so
the
it's not a
basic
representative
definition.
sample.
So the basic definition states that the population will be month of August because the data is taken only from the month of August. Sample data is taken from
Basic definition, go
Yes,
back
sir.
and go through lectures of Weekman again.
Yeah, sir, I understand. Okay, you say that you agree that this is not the proper representation, right? This 40. Okay,
It
if
is
that
just
is
actually
okay,
it is
if that is not the proper representation, then we need to clearly say that this representation is from the month of August only.
So
It is mentioned, right?
can I make a comment, please?
Yeah.
Okay. At the risk of being unpopular with the others, when I look at a question, I look at what the facts are given, and the facts that are given are that there are 40 threads, 40 threaded rods that were selected from August. And that's the only fact that we are given. So when you look at option B, it clearly says the sample is the 40 selected rods. The implies August 2022. I mean, that's the very meaning of that word, because the is used to refer to a specific selection. You know, I mean, we learned that in our English course. So that's why I agree option B is correct. I hope that clarifies this debate about it.
So,
Okay.
but my question is not solved
Okay, yeah.
now.
So see, 40 selected rods are only those 40 rods which we selected, which are produced in the month of August 22. We are not selecting from any other month. It is clearly given in the context of question. The question
actually sir, it
statement
is
is very
asking
clear
just what is
that
sample
option
and
B
what is
is.
population. It is whether it is not asking whether the
Sir,
sampling is correct or not.
Can you repeat?
So it is just asking what is sample or
Yeah.
and what is population. It is not asking whether it is correct or not.
Yeah. Yeah, it is only asking that. It's not asking whether it's representative or not. It's
Yes,
not.
sir. That's why I selected B.
Yeah. So option B is only the correct option, and all the
sir, I have
one
one
statement
last
is
question.
to answer. Yeah.
So if it's so, what is the basic definition of sample is that what we select?
Yeah, but we select. Yeah.
Yes, sir. But in this question, we select 40 threaded roads which are from month of August 2022.
Yeah.
But in option B, it is nowhere mentioned that they are from August. So how we assume that in option B they are from August only?
Because we are saying it is 40 selected threaded rods. Which rods we have selected?
Yes, sir. But that doesn't mean
No,
that
no.
they are
Which
from August only.
answer my question. Which rods we have selected?
We are selected all the rows, all the
All the rods.
produced.
rods that are
All
rods
the
that
rods
were
we have
produced
selected.
of August.
So he selected 40 threaded roads from the month of
From
August.
Yeah. So these are my selected rods, right? This is clearly mentioned over here.
Yes, sir.
That's all
But
right.
it's not mentioned that they are from August.
Because that is what I have selected, right? What's the point of giving this in the context of question?
So
These are the
sorry, but
selected one. It's clearly mentioned over here. We are selecting these 40 rods.
yes, sir, but it is mentioned in the question. It's not mentioned in the option. How can you relate the option with the question?
So here my
Oh,
conclusion is
okay.
the word ever produced.
What other 40 rods we are selecting? There is no point of arguing. If you want to argue like this option is incorrect, there is no way it's incorrect. keep on arguing, it will still correct, right? If you want to understand, then focus on understanding.
No, the issue, sir. So far, all the problems similar to this we have done. In in this situation, we clearly say where the sample is taken from. Okay, we don't assume that the question is next to the answer. So just with the wordings of the this one itself, we will be clear where the sample is taken from and what is the population. Now, as somebody said that the actually mention refer to the 40 in the August, we don't necessarily need to have the question next to it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, just the confusion is just all the exercise what we have done so far. We are clearly saying that where the sample is taken from. Now, only in this situation, so the way you mentioned, okay, it can be true, but if that is not the way how all the previous exercise is done.
okay, let me give you an example. Okay, suppose my population is all the students in class 10th currently, right? And I have selected 40 students from this region. What is my sample?
40 students.
40 selected students, right?
Yes, sir.
Or you can say 40 students of Chennai also, right? 40 students of Chennai, which we selected.
Obviously, sir.
Both are the same, right?
Many questions like students when doing the students of all over India, then we take students from this college. Then in the option also we say that 40 or 50 students from this college. We don't say 50 students only. We don't stop there.
Even if I don't say these are from Chennai, my sample would be still these 40 selected students only, right? Even if I don't say they are from Chennai, it's the 40 selected students are my sample, right?
Yeah, okay. The understanding the earlier problem was from the this text we can have an idea whether this is the proper representation of the population or not. That was the idea before.
Okay.
So now, okay, now by just saying 40 represented, we cannot understand whether it's a proper representation or not. Now, but if we say ever produced in the factory and the sample is 40 from this particular month of the year, then we know that from this wording itself, we know that it is not a proper representation.
Yeah, this is not a proper representation, but my sample is still those 40 threaded dots only. It's doesn't matter
But
which
if
ones they are produced.
so, but in that example, you have given to us that 40 students select and 40 are same. But if it says first that 40 are from Chennai and then it says that the 40 selected student, that it's not correct because first it's measure all in Chennai and then it's take all over.
Sir, the thing is, in the entire question, it was nowhere mentioned that the inspector considered the whole threaded rods that were manufactured in the factory.
Okay. Okay, what does this statement mention? First statement of the question.
There's the tensile strength by threaded rods produced by a factory.
Yeah.
That doesn't represent that.
I'm interested in the thread rods which are produced by factory, right? So my population would be all the rods they are producing. That's my major interest, right?
But again, in the questions, it is timeline is also mentioned. So ever produced and in particular month, so there is a lot of difference. Ever produced means since the establishment of the company or at some point started. So this is very vague.
No, it's not vague. It is clearly mentioned the 40 selected threaded rods, and we have given in the context that the selected ones are from the month of August 22. There is no point of saying that this is not the sample. I have shown you this example also. We can say that these 40 selected students are my sample, or I can say that the 40 students of Chennai, which we
So,
selected, are my
so
sample.
but in but in your example, if you say first that these 40 students are from and from Chennai are my sample, then you can't say that 40 randomly selected students are in my example are samples because
Yeah, this
that
is a sample, right? Why can't I say?
so
Suppose
So
there
can
are
I
40
say
students.
something?
Yeah.
So can I say something?
Yeah.
Sir, I'm not questioning the sample. It is that 40 students, 40 rods only. My problem was in the population. It's written all the produced rods. So there can be different qualities of rods. It's not necessary that only this quality of rod is there, which sample is collected.
Yeah.
So there can be different qualities. Then how can that population represent this sample?
It won't represent. I'm agreeing with you. It won't represent.
Yeah. So that
The question is not whether it's representative sample or not. Question is something different.
No, so no, actually, so this option, okay, this is for the, excuse me, this section, this, okay, this we have for selection now here, but the actual purpose of writing this to understand whether the sample and populations are, what do you call, it's matching or it's, so from this wording, we will not know that.
Why won't you know that? It's clearly stated. What's the trouble in this 40 selected threaded rods?
Because that don't represent the actual, the ever produced steel rods in the factory.
I don't represent.
Ever produced is the word, sir. Ever produced means even 10 years back they produced.
Yeah.
So from the, okay, now when we say 40 selected thread rods, so we don't know whether each rod is selected from each year. Okay, so then if that is the case,
Question is
maybe
not about representation.
Question is not about mission. It is given that I have selected from this. How can it be any randomly selected or any other month? See, don't take this question to representative sample. It's
yeah. That is understood, sir. Why we are writing this? Okay, this wording. We need to compare our population and our sample, right?
Yeah.
So for that comparison, so what we need to know whether the sample actually represents a population or not.
Okay.
That is the purpose of writing this, right?
But why this is
No,
not the question.
our mind is tuned to saying that the
Don't switch
officer
the question. This is not the question.
the correct population and correct sample, proper representation of sample from the population. So this B is out of our mind.
Question is
Because
not
it's not
about
proper
correct sample.
representation at all.
First of all. Okay. Question is nowhere asking about whether the sample is correct or not. It's asking what's the sample. We are nowhere debating about whether it's representative or
No,
not.
sir. After you told, we could understand the B is right. But for future or whatever it is, when we are writing the next exam, we have to be careful.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir, I understand.
Read the question statements carefully.
Can I say something?
Sorry, sir, if any of my
Excuse me, sir.
language.
Yeah.
We can go to the next question, sir.
Sir, can I
Yes,
ask
sir.
something?
To say something. Please say. Yeah.
Yes, sir. For the sample,
Yeah.
it in question it is clearly mentioned that it is from the August and the question is also clear. But for the population, in the option B, it is mentioned that ever produced, and in the question, it is not mentioned that the population is from the ever produced rods. It is vague in the question. The population is very vague, so it is very difficult to predict the population.
Okay. Okay. What's our interest? What is inspection officer interested in?
The rod produced in the factory, but
Yeah.
it can be
Not produced in the
from
factory.
any population. Could be from, could be ever, or could be
If
a
I
year.
want to know about, okay, if I say students of class 10th in India, it means all the students, right?
Sir, you in your example, you are mentioning that students all over India, but in this question, the population in the population that mentioned, it is nothing mentioned. Just the
See, it is
he wants to
mentioned that
test.
we are interested in tensile strength of threaded rod produced, right?
Yes, sir. But the population could be anything.
Produced rods. So the
Yes, sir.
population is all produced rods.
No, sir, it is not mentioned here.
This is clearly understandable from the given question statements.
Can
If I say students of class 10th, it means all the students of class 10th I am interested in, right? If I'm saying rods produced, I'm interested in all the rods.
But sir, he could be interested in the rods produced in a year.
It would be
I can
mentioned.
also say that.
It would be mentioned then, right?
So
Because we
it
are
should have
discussing.
mentioned that he was interested in the rods ever produced.
It is mentioned that it is interested in rods produced by factory, right?
So that's why I'm saying that
It means all
rods
the rods would be
produced.
considered.
Actually, sir, we have to assume according to the question,
Yes.
sir. That's the
See,
thing.
there
We
is
have to
nowhere
assume that
mentioned
according
that
to
he-
question.
We are
Okay.
creating
So
question ourselves.
there is no also point like in the month of August or something like that. We have to
It is
assume just
given over
40
here, right?
selected
Month
rod.
of August is clearly
Okay.
stated over here, right?
Yeah, 40 rods that will be our sample. And
40 selected rods.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the simple thing, sir.
No,
Why are you
that's
guys go like get some confusion like this something? We have to just identify the sample and population. Just that all.
No need to create question ourselves.
okay. Let's not debate much on
Yes,
this
sir. Yes, sir.
question. The
That's
given
fine, sir. That's fine.
statement is
Next question,
totally
sir.
correct, and the answer is
That's
also,
correct, sir. Yeah.
it's not debatable question anymore. Okay, what about question number 13?
The time series.
Time series.
No, sir. Cross sectional, sir. It's a cross sectional.
Time
series is what I wrote.
It's a time series.
It's a
And
time
why time series?
data.
And why cross sectional? Okay. Just give explanation.
Yeah,
So
because
here
time series we
time
are
is
changing the month.
time in changing and the con.
Sir, I think
So
it
the
will be
screen is not
cross-sectional
visible.
data because
Okay, so now the interest of inspection officer has changed, right? Test the tensile strider rod produced by factory in different months, right? So what we are doing now? We are
It's like
measuring
recording
tensile strength
We are
every
recording it
month.
Doing the
month
same
wise.
thing for
January,
different
February,
timing,
March. So month is changing.
but the thing is
For
same.
different
Yes.
time periods, we are noticing, observing same thing, right?
Yes.
Observing same thing with respect to different times, right?
Yes.
So that's time series data.
okay, got it, sir. Got it.
And further, okay, what about this one? What is the value of x?
60, 84.
It should sum to 100, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now don't
And that
assume
minus
that
40
it has
plus
some
20 plus
process.
24.
Okay. So here also you will assume that it is perfect pi, right? You won't assume that it has some round of error or something. So you
All are
take x to that up to 100. So it will
Adnan,
add up.
better namaz se
16%.
Yeah. X is 16, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question number 15 is the total number of items sold is 500. Okay. Find the number of earphones sold. So earphone is 24%, right?
24 by 100 into 500.
24. Yes, sir.
Just 120. Yeah. Any doubt in these 15
No,
questions?
no.
No doubt, sir. No doubt.
No, sir.
Okay. So that's, we have discussed it completely. We have not skipped any.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir.
కాఫీ లేదా నిద్రపోతున్నాడా కాఫీ ఎట్లుంటే పొద్దు బాగా మర్చిపోయేసి కూర్చుని
Okay. Anything else? Any doubt or any other thing you want to discuss in week 5 or
Hello,
5?
sir. What's time of Hello.
Can you repeat?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, can you explain 15th question?
15th question.
Yeah.
15th question. Okay, what does this figure represent us? It represents the sale of 4 different items which was sold last month in the mobile shop, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now
Right, sir.
we know that 500 items were sold.
Wrong answer.
Of these 500 items, how many were earphones?
24, sir.
Earphone is this red colored area, right?
Yes, sir.
24%.
24%. So it means of this 500, 24% were earphone, right? So what is
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
24% of 500? 120, right?
Right, sir.
Okay, anything else in this
Thank you,
paper
sir.
or week 5? Okay, how many of you done week 5 graded?
Yes, sir. I have a doubt in question.
Actually, sir, submission also passed for week 5, sir. We have already done that.
And what about EMQ of week 5?
Yes, sir, we have done that also.
And there's a financial doubt.
Let me share my screen. Okay, week 5 assignment. You are able to. Okay, which question you struggle?
Sir, it says only 0 points it is giving me, sir. EQM 0/0 private test passed. Is it okay, sir?
Graded assignment.
But also, how do we know which questions are incorrect?
Okay, let's go. Okay. Any doubt in this assignment?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt that when to consider things to be distinct and not distinct if it is not mentioned in the question.
It would be clear from the question statement most of the time. Which question you are referring to?
So, like, I had asked a doubt in forums about the vice captain and captain question.
Yeah.
Which is of EMQ. So the solution says that they both are not different cases.
Solution says they both are.
So choose a coach chooses a captain and a vice captain. So they both are in different cases. There means we have to choose and not permutate the
No,
value.
they are different. I think there is some error in the question, the solution part. Then they are same.
Okay.
Yeah, they are not same. They are distinct. The positions are definitely different, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they are different. There might be error in the solution part.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Your voice is not clear to me, I think.
So this EMQ, what is the advantage? Because it is, it's not that convenient to answer the EMQ.
Yeah, it's actually a new thing we are trying out. So it would be
Yeah,
made.
because if you are taking any feedback from the students, okay, myself, I find it, the previous, all other methods are easy. This one is not that convenient.
Yeah,
Also,
to
sir,
do it uploaded. So we have give you the PDF format questions, so you can open it in a tab and keep it over the screen and do it.
also we are
You don't
not
have to
able
scroll
to
up
get
and down
which
again and
one,
again. Yeah, can you repeat?
which one truly got wrong.
Which one?
Which one did we got wrong? Like which questions I got wrong. Like I got it 90.91 marks, but I don't know which question I had got wrong.
90.9. Okay, the solution PDF is also uploaded in supplementary content. You can go and check also, right?
There is no solution given, sir. Supplementary content.
So let me show you. There are graded assignment solutions.
Sir, are you talking about quiz one, sir?
Week 5 EMQ solutions.
Oh, sir, where is the quiz one solution, sir?
Wisdom solution, we discussed it all today only, right?
Yeah, discuss, sir. But where it is given, I mean, you have already provided us the solution or not, sir?
No. Solution we have all discussed in today's lecture. So you will get the answer key and you can, whichever question you are struggling, you can refer this session.
Where is the answer key, sir, given?
Answer key will be released.
Will be released, right? It's not
Yeah.
released yet.
Yeah, it will be released.
Yes.
I think. Okay, anything else? Or shall we close for today?
So I want to apologize to you because I lose my temper on
No, it's
on you.
completely fine. Okay, we are here for a discussion. It's completely fine to discuss things. It's okay.
Sorry, sir, if
Yeah,
any
it's
of
fine.
my. Thank you, sir.
Anything else, anyone?
So the solution sheet will not provide. You will not provide the solution sheet, sir.
Solution sheet, I think we
The
have.
solution sheet, whatever you have discussed today.
Yeah, this PDF we can provide, whichever I have written. This PDF we can provide.
Oh, you'll just provide us, sir, please.
We will do it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, anything else, anyone?
sir.
Okay, I think we can close for today then. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.